Hey guys, just a reminder that if you are thinking about buying any stock, make sure you Google the earnings date for that company, okay? Because if you just buy blindly, not knowing that they have earnings the next day, you could wake up and see the stock down 20%, for example, right? Because they missed. And especially with the small cap companies that are burning cash, taking losses, have negative free cash flow, when they miss, these stocks are more volatile, so they can go down more, and they can go down so fast. We know within minutes, it can crater 20% or more if they miss, right? So that's why it's not worth the risk putting any more than a tiny position in before. I understand if you really believe in a company and you want to have a tiny position, because if you don't have any money in there, I get it, and the stock goes way higher, then you're really kicking yourself that you didn't trust your gut. So I get that feeling, and so that's why I'm okay if you want to have a tiny position in. But if it does go the other way on you, it's nice to know with a tiny position you can't get burned too much, okay? So that's what I recommend. And obviously, right, stop losses, none of that works in after hours or pre-market, and that's why, instantly when they report earnings, and if they're bad, the stock's already down too much for you to get out in most cases. So just remember that. My job is to make sure you guys protect the profits that you have made. We've had a really good rally, okay, since April, and I don't want to see you, take a big shot on something, right before earnings, and then it's a profit-taking moment, right? We're in August, volatile August. Anything can happen, guys. We're still right in the thick of this month, okay? So just don't get complacent in this market, and become a member if you can, because I'm going to be putting out some new members videos once a month, and I'm going to be putting my top picks from my Millionaire Maker portfolios that I think are at attractive prices, and I'm going to put the price target of where I'm dollar cost averaging under. And so that's going to help you, again, with you long-term investors out there, guys. These are the best of the best big theme names in these portfolios, and I'm going to give you guys the elite, the best of the best out of the bunch. Once we clear through earnings, I'm going to dissect all the earnings and make sure, the ones that I'm putting out to members are the best of the best, the ones that I feel like dipped, too much after earnings, even though they had a good report, or, were unnecessarily punished. That, those are the ones I'm specifically looking for, where their valuations aren't crazy high, or they have some sort of positive news or catalyst, right? Or had good guidance, something where I believe, the stock price can keep performing well in the future, guys. So if you can, make sure to become a member, over the weekend, and let's get ready. I want to make sure you guys are ready once we clear through this earnings season and we get into September and get closer to a possible interest rate cut at the next Fed meeting. I think this is where, some of these stocks, right, the small caps I've been talking about, can have their moment, but we have to clear through earnings first, because remember, we're not quite there yet. So that's why I say to be careful if you're thinking about buying, especially a small cap stock, right, that's burning cash, losing money before earnings, that it's only a tiny position or not at all, and then you just wait. This is what I'm going to alert members on, the best of the best opportunities that come our way right after earnings, the dips that happen.